What is up everyone, it's Grim here, and this is my everything you need to know about Watch Dogs in just 15 minutes. So I best get my skates on. Let's get this started. So let's kick this off with the location. Chicago is the principal location for Watch Dogs, and it is the largest city in the state of Illinois, and the third largest in the United States. Now, Ubisoft has stated that in-game version of Chicago will be large enough to support vehicles that can travel in excess of 180 miles per hour. All the trailers thus far have taken place in Chicago, with the E3 gameplay video prominently featuring the Chicago River, the Ambrose Theatre, and the Loop. Now, Chicago is linked by a massive public transportation system run by the Chicago Transit Authority, consisting of buses, trains, which in cooperation with various taxi cabs throughout the city provide the most effective and rapid transport in the entire city. The city also houses 2 airports, although it is unclear at the moment whether they will feature in-game, and if they do, whether you will actually be able to use the aerial vehicles within. Now, we know helicopters are in the game, but at present it is believed you will not be able to fly them yourself with Aiden. So, speaking of Aiden, let's introduce him and his merry little band in the next section, which is characters. Aiden Pearce, our hero and main protagonist. Date of birth, May 2nd, 1974. Place of birth, Belfast, Northern Ireland. Citizenship, he is now American, and he is currently, of course, living in Chicago. Now, Aiden Pearce was born, as I just said, in Belfast, Northern Ireland during the Troubles. In this dangerous and violent time period, he grew accustomed to violence, becoming a skilled fighter. After leaving and becoming a naturalized citizen of the United States of America, he was unfortunately arrested on charges of computer fraud, illegal possession of a firearm, and grand larceny. Now, he served 11 months in a Cook County Correctional Facility before escaping the charges. He currently has a bench warrant out for his immediate arrest and is a well-known vigilante. Because of his criminal past has led to a violent family tragedy, his family were killed, and it is believed his sister is being held by default, although we're currently not 100% sure on that. Due to that and the ongoing pressure he is currently receiving from federal sources, Aiden has taken control of Chicago in a campaign of revenge and retribution, aiming to take down those responsible for his and his family's suffering. Now, an interesting skill Aiden does have is the ability to slow time down. Basically, he has bullet time, which means he can take far more precise shots. Now, we only have this small clip of it, but it does look extremely interesting. And let's crack on with the next protagonist. And first up, we have Clara and Lil. Now, Lil is known about Clara's past. What we do know is that she is French-Canadian and in-game, assumably somewhere in the age range of 20 to early 30s. Now, what we do know is that she has a past very similar to counterpart Aiden's, and we can also guess that the skull on her shirt means that she is part of DedSec. Now, I'll go into who DedSec are in a second, and it is assumed that she is one that helped Aiden become a Grey Hat. Again, I'll go into Grey Hat in a second, by giving him his phone, the Profiler. So, what is DedSec? Well, DedSec are a Grey Hat organisation, and I'll go into what Grey Hat means in a second, which is active in Chicago. They are a direct nemesis of Default. Again, I'll go into them in a minute. They are known for their prolific graffiti via stenciling found on most of Chicago's landmarks. Now, on the opposite end of the spectrum to DedSec, we have Default. They are a Black Hat organisation, which is in combat against DedSec, as I just said. They are currently in possession of Aiden Pearce's sister, so expect to hear a lot of them in the story. Now, what are all these hat-wearing people? Well, white hackers are hackers who either work for the government or within the confines of the law for purely good purposes. Then we have the Grey Hat hackers, and this is what primarily Aiden and his merry band fall into. They are hackers which sometimes work outside of the law, but for good intention. And last but by no means least, we have the Black Hat guys. Now, these are, as I said before, Default, who are hackers who work purely illegally and for the self-interest or ill will. Next up we have Geordie Chin. Now Geordie and Aiden seem to have a love-hate relationship, but we do know that Geordie provides resources, weapons and information to Aiden as the game progresses. In conversations during the E3 gameplay video, Aiden notes, "We don't hang out, probably because we kill each other." That, I would suggest, is a good reason not to hang out with somebody. Now, Geordie also leads a gang known as the Fixers. Now, the Fixers is an organisation led by Geordie Chin, and it's believed they are a group that, if you need a body disposed of, or you need somebody found, or you need a gun, they are the people to go to. They are Fixers, they will get shit fixed for you. Now, it is believed that at some point in the past that Aiden was once a member of the Fixers. We don't know why he left, or whether it was under a cloud. Potentially Geordie could be one of those people that double crosses you at the end. Time will tell, and we will see. But last, but by no means least, T-Bone Brady. In-game, he's meant to be around early to mid-30s, and he is a tinkerer. He's known as a basement hacker and was about before the internet was even an idea, which makes me feel old because I'm meant to be about the same age as him. He can't help challenging his mind, unlocking areas forbidden to him, and it hasn't gone without punishment. Now, at the moment, we don't know T-Bone's exact usage in-game, whether it's going to be running hacks for you, whether it's going to be finding out information, we don't know. But what we do know is that he was in some way part of the Northwest hacking, or the blackout, which unfortunately caused the death of 11 people and caused the blackout of 55 million people. This is back in 2003 and is one of the main reasons why the CTOS system was brought online. So, how are Aiden and his merry band of friends able to hack Chicago so easily? Well, it comes down to this, the CTOS, or the Central Operating System. It's a massive computer system which controls the major electronic systems throughout the greater Chicago metropolitan area. The OS processes the entirety of the information network, processing personal data, recording and storing the digital presence of its citizens, and influencing the political, intellectual and general thoughts of everyone living in the city. The OS is controlled largely by private corporations and companies who aim to use the OS for their own gains and purposes, often using the information against their enemies and competitors. Aiden Pearce has access to this CTOS system through the use of his Profiler mobile phone, which you would have seen in all the trailers. That is what Aiden has, the Profiler. Now this allows him to manipulate and control the city's security systems, safety web and surveillance network. Watchdog, access to the CTOS will occur gradually, with basic hacking leading to greater access and yet more complex challenges. The CTOS system was originally designed and implemented by Bloom Corporation in 2011, following the major blackout of the American Northeast in 2003, which left over 55 million people in the dark, causing numerous deaths and injuries, which we have heard about previously in T-Bone's profile. Now, the eagle-eyed among you may well have noticed that throughout the course of this video, Aiden's outfits have changed. His coat has changed from a lovely brown to a white. He's had black coats, he's had different shoes, different trousers, and all this good stuff. Now, the reason for this is, yes, you can buy new clothing. Now, whether that be walking into a store, buying it online, or whatever, it's unsure right now. But you can get different outfits. For those of you that are very much liking the white coat, if you're on Xbox, unlucky, it is for PlayStation users only. So let's talk multiplayer. Well, it's recently been announced that there will be 8-man free roaming in Watch Dogs, and that means you and 7 other buddies can jump into the virtual world of Chicago and cause as much vigilante mayhem as you could possibly want. Now, I'm assuming that this is very much going to be like GTA, so you and 7 others can jump into a world and basically either cause mayhem, you can do side missions, whatever, whether it would be as deep as the latest GTA with regards to leveling up as experience and gaining money, being able to buy different things. It's unsure whether your multiplayer unlocks will be the same as your single player, so therefore you will have to complete the campaign to have access to all the goodies. Unsure at the moment, this news has only recently been released. The other mode, which is far more well known, is the hacker mode, and that is that you can jump into somebody else's world and potentially try to hack them before being discovered, and that player trying to stop you mess their world up. Now, we've seen this be played before. We have not seen the new free roaming world. Rumour has it there is also a hackers game mode, so you can see who can hack faster. All sorts of things going on in multiplayer. But yeah, not too many details. It turns out that the 6 months extra that they were given to polish the game up has allowed them to be a little bit more creative, and we are still awaiting details. But all sounding good so far. Now, we've all seen the trains that are available, there's taxis that are available in Watch Dogs, but as with any free roaming, modern day GTA style game, what we really want is we want to be able to get our hands on our own cars. Now, there are over 75 vehicles available to you in Watch Dogs. Now, these range from hatchbacks, compacts, sedans, estates, station wagons, SUVs, vans, trucks, muscle cars, coupes, bikes, Grand Tourers, roadsters, easy for me to say, supercars, and aquatic vehicles, boats, and all of that good stuff. Now, there are in-game helicopters and planes and so on and so forth, but we do not know at this point whether you'll actually be able to use them. It's unlikely, as I've said before. Now, what you can do is you can take these vehicles and you can take them to your own personal lockup where your vehicle will be scanned, and then it is yours. So you can send that off, or you can be off doing a mission, you can call for your vehicle and it will be delivered to you. You can also hack in to people's personal details, get the deeds for their car, and swap that deed to your good self. This means that you'll have access to probably rarer cars in the game. That will be the only way you can get it. We go up to somebody, hack their personal detail, and all of a sudden you are now the proud owner of their vintage Aston Martin. So we will have plenty of fun outrunning the police in various guises, and with the hacks that are available, such as being able to raise bridges, being able to raise bollards, I expect to see some fantastic videos on YouTube not long after launch. So, we've got the cars, we've got the hacking, we've got this open world. Now, what else are we missing? That's it, weapons. Fear not. Now, you may have seen young Aiden running around with his baton beating people up, but there is no end to the amount of weapons that are available in Watch Dogs. Now, these can be purchased either through arms dealers, such as your good friend Mr. Chin, or through shops where you can walk in, you can purchase various weapons for good, hard cash. Now, in-game, there are handguns, shotguns, submachine guns, assault rifles, sniper rifles, launchers, various melee weapons, and I'm trying to catch my breath, all of which you'll be able to cause untold mayhem with in-game. But here is a word of warning, and this goes for the entire game. Should you decide that you no longer wish to be Neo in your Matrix world, but you wish to be Agent Smith instead, the world will turn against you. Every action you do affects the world around you. So, should you go around causing the trains to come off their tracks and kill hundreds of people, should you decide to mess up the traffic lights and cause big crashes, should you black out entire city blocks, the people will react against you, and they'll believe the propaganda they read, that you are in fact a violent terrorist and need to be stopped. People will ring up law enforcement telling them where you are, so be warned. If you are a good Samaritan and you decide to play the Neo and protect the world you're in, protect the citizens, and fight for good like a digital modern age Robin Hood, then the world will respond accordingly. They will not believe the vigilante things that they see. They will know that you are acting in their best interests, and they will do whatever they can to help you out. Now, you are forewarned. That is all I have for you people right now. I'm going to go into more detail with various episodes about characters, and also we're going to be live streaming this when it's released on May 27th. Please, if you fancy any more information on Watch Dogs, drop me a line. I'll see if I can cover a video on it. or if you fancy watching the crazy mayhem I am going to get up to when this game is released, because I'm seriously excited about this game, please hit a like, hit a subscribe. If you want to go over to Twitch, I'm Grimhash on there, hit me a follow. We are going to have some crazy shit with this game, and thank you for watching.